Good evening, Central Indiana, and welcome to Porch Time. We are live at JTH Construction Studio, where tonight we're talking baseball, softball. It is springtime. I don't care what the weather does. We're going to get into it real quick with the upper echelons of Artesian Little League. Like and share, please. Kick this out. Real quick, we're live at JTH Construction Studio. Get a hold of Joe for all your construction need. 765-913-8599. American Basement Solutions with Mr. Larry Ralph Sr., 1-877-409-2837. Get a hold of Larry. Foundation and Basement Needs. Corey, how you doing? Corey, how we looking? We're hot spotting it. Fadden Real Estate, Teresa Messmer, 765-341-8911. Well Springs with Mr. Bob Goodrum, 765-342-6661. Stids Comfort System, 765-346-0195. Get a hold of Caleb Stidd. Trapper Tim's, nuisance, wildlife removal, and pest control. He does get rid of bats. I'm just saying, just in case it comes up again for me. 765-913-7553. Logan's Cosmos, 765-318-3388. Wayman's Furniture, Appliance, and Mattress. Get a hold of Mark at 765-342-4339. Stop in there and see him. Shop local. The Yard Barber with Andrew Payton, 765-318-4108. Livewire, Tommy Walls, Electrical Consulting, 765-792-4012. It's another good man. Another good man in our community. Let's not forget our gals at Hometown Nutrition, Martinsville, 765-315-0738. They open at 7 o'clock now in the morning. Stop in there, tell Savannah and Jenna we said hello. And if Courtney's in there too. All right, gentlemen. Does it come around that quick for you guys too? You just get done playing, you're like, hey, here we go.
It's ready to go again.
Right. So we've got the top brass room. We got President of the Board, Chris Arthur. How you doing, Chris?
Pretty good.
And Vice President Jonathan Lopossa.
Great.
Misty, hello. Hello, Jason. All right. Tryouts are this weekend. Am I correct in saying that?
Evaluations.
Yeah. Evaluations, tryouts, evaluations, whatever it's called. When do they start? Let's back it up. When's the season start?
Season starts the 13th
of April.
And you guys doing the parade and same thing you guys always do?
Yeah.
Okay, so now, but to get to that point, you've got evaluations this weekend.
With drafts.
Yeah. And the draft.
Yep.
And then how many kids are involved so far this year, and can they sign up tomorrow?
They can still sign up tonight. Late signups will be tomorrow after starting at midnight tonight for late signups. But yeah, so definitely sign up tonight to avoid the late signup fees from there. How
many numbers? What numbers
We're
up?
About a little over 600 right now.
Is that where you normally are, or a little higher?
About this time, that's where we're usually at. The numbers have really grown year over year since COVID.
Yeah,
they kind of took a dive during the COVID year, and
that affected everybody.
It did, and worked our way back year over year since then. And we were just shy of 700, I think, by the time the season started last year. Mm-hmm. So my guess is we'll probably be there by the time we get there this year as well. And then into the fall, we were about 380 in the fall as well.
So that's right. You played 2 seasons. Mm-hmm. 2 seasons now. Hello, Jason. Hello, Jamie. What's up, Richard? Hello, Valerie in Florida. How you doing, dear? Any more girls coming out this year? I thought the numbers were down a little bit last year for the girls.
We actually got a pretty good, decent set of girls this year.
Do you really good?
There's about half of them, a little less than half of them right now.
That's good. Coached girls softball down there forever, and I think it's vital that keeps going, keep the girls playing and everything like that. So evaluation tomorrow. Do you have enough coaches? I know you had said something. You need coaches. You need umpires.
Need some coaches. We need some major girls, which is that 11 and 12-year-old group of girls. We're still a little shy in that division, but other than that, our numbers look pretty decent for the girls.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Corey?
And we could always use coaches, so anybody wants to coach. Boys
are covered though right now, or
boys are the same way. Like we need coaches. We need.
We try to. We had a meeting last weekend to try to look at where we're at with numbers and coaches, but we've had over 200 sign-ups since Wednesday. So, so it's hard to look at our numbers to know what we're going to need until literally these last few days,
right,
or the last few hours in some cases.
Now you still allow parents Athletes
yeah.
come up,
Oh,
hey,
oh, yeah.
we'll coach and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, and so sometimes we've had to pull some people out of retirement. Denny's helped us out a few times in the last couple of years and pulled him out of retirement to coach his grandson. So,
But like our princess girls right now, there's almost 70 little girls. We only have 3 coaches.
Holy cow!
yeah,
So
70 kids.
so your 6 and 7-year-old girls, there's 70 of them.
Now,
only
would
have
that be
3
7
coaches.
teams, or will you go 6 teams and?
Well, they play 10 kids on the field, so usually you try to, we'd be happy with 6. Obviously, you get a few more girls, you could throw a 7 team out there.
Right.
But they play 10 on the field at a time, so it's definitely 6, and we're still 3 coaches short. So
Yeah.
Now, that number seems high, or is that about the normal?
it just kind of
it
depends.
depends on the year.
depends,
Sometimes they fluctuate.
Yeah.
Sometimes
some age groups are higher and some are lower.
like I said in the past, our major division was the big division.
Yeah.
Well, now our senior division is almost 60 girls, and our major division is only down to about 20.
Okay.
So we could use some more major girls.
Major girls is needed. When we're able to go out there and go live and cover the games, everybody wants to watch the little ones. And it's not a knock against the older kids, but the excitement and the joy of those kids not thinking they're on camera, some big time thing, and hello, Allison.
So
And they just, the best one is, and Corey will have to post the kid's name. We did the boys, and then we'll do the girls later in the year. And this little guy, we're interviewing we have them come up to camera and say their name and how old they are before the game. And he's putting on a show, and so he comes up and he gets a hit and he runs. We set up in the field of play, just in foul territory, so people won't come, stand around and nothing. We're on the field, and the kids can see us. And he ropes one down the line towards us, and so he runs down the first baseline, run right towards the camera, runs through the base all the way to us, comes right to the camera, and goes, "You want to interview me now?" We're like, that is the best. That was perfect.
That's
runs
awesome.
right to us. Hey, do you want to interview me right now? No, go stand up first. You got to hit. But
I want to say the first time you ever did one of the games, I know it was on my game, so Leighton was playing.
Yeah.
But I want to say we were playing Chris, back in Pee Wee.
Yeah.
So the boys at that point would have been 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's hilarious.
So,
it's fun. You get a ball and you got 22 kids running towards the ball, and a kid trying to figure out which way to run.
Yeah.
And that's stuff though that like I got a message from a grandma in Florida that watched it. She said, I won't be able to come up and watch him play, but I just saw him get a hit.
Yeah.
And that, to me, I'm like, it's worth every second out there, or watch him run the bases or something. And the focus goes up a little bit. I know it's a little bit of distraction for them, but they know they're on camera.
Yeah.
We gotta do good tonight. So some of them go the opposite end, and it's showtime. So, but we will get out there, try to showcase one boys team and one girls team in the lower levels. We did an older boys game one year, and ball 4, ball 8, ball 12, base hit, ball 4, ball 8. And we're like 6 hours later, it's like I gotta go to work. So, but it's fun stuff. Sponsors. If somebody wanted to be a sponsor, I know you guys are big on that.
Absolutely.
How do we go about that?
So actually, on Porch Time as well as our Facebook page, I put a QR code out there to how to register as a sponsor for the league. We've got tons of sponsors, at this point. Just from big and small, they're from $250 or actually $115 where somebody can be an athlete sponsor for someone that can't actually afford to pay.
Right.
We don't turn anybody away. So we have a lot of people that can't pay, and setting up different ways that they can pay.
I do need
from there, and then goes all the way up to $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 for different types of sponsors, such as field sponsors. We've got a batting cage sponsor available as well. We just redid that last year.
Yeah.
All new fencing around it, new doors, new net on the top, so you're not hitting moonshots out of the batting cage anymore.
How you doing, Teresa?
But also we've had some really good help from a lot of companies as well. Kohler Electric has come in and really helped us out with our lights. So we put LED lights on Artesian field as well as Schwab Field. Those are going in now.
You got Jerry to show up and do some work.
Oh yeah,
That's
he's
shock.
He's been a big help. He
Yeah,
really has.
he's a good
He's been a
man. He always
big help
was.
down there.
Yep, and Miller Fence as well.
Big help.
You know, his son, his son coaches for one of our teams as well, and his boy plays, and so he's been down there, done quite a few different fields for us, and repaired some other fencing we had done previously that didn't hold up very well. And so we've probably done about $25,000 worth of fence in the last 2.5 years.
Woo!
Couldn't have done it without sponsors.
You know,
Right.
You know, sponsors are key. I mean, the lighting itself for 2 fields was $35,000.
Right.
City of Martinsville stepped up and gave us
got a grant from them last year as well.
Good.
Home Bank gave us a grant from them as well. So definitely, the sponsorships are key. So definitely take a look at it, see if you want to be involved. We also have our Friday Night Lights. I know you've been there for that, so that's always a great time. Kids love playing under the lights. The kids,
it's just special for
it
them.
is. And it's not an all-star game. We literally draft the teams randomly, so it's totally randomized by who gets to play. If they can play, they say yes, and if they can't, then we keep going and spinning the little wheel to see who gets to play in it.
That's awesome.
And they have a great time. They got bounce houses, dunk tanks, guess your speed pitch. We had a home run derby, which we expanded out to adults as well last year. So they had some fun with that down on.
Did you win that?
I did not participate. I was running this guess your speed pitch on that one. But
can you still take it deep?
No, not at this point.
Really? I bet you could.
But then
what diamond? The big diamond?
Yeah, senior boys.
All the way at the end.
Yeah.
Down by Chrome.
Yeah.
Chrome lumber, yeah.
Yep.
Chrome.
Yeah.
That's a good poke, but I think you got it.
Yeah.
I think I can still get one out there.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Hardball, softball, no
softball.
No, them days are over. Hardball, yeah.
But the big thing with that is raffles as well. So we Ace Hardware dropped off a wet dry vac for us to raffle off, things like that. Lots of different vendors show up and put up their booths. They were selling and making T-shirts. I know Courtney was there last year making shirts. Literally right there. Custom ordered shirts for people at Friday Night Lights.
That's fantastic.
So it was a good time for them, and lots of projects under the way. Our next one that we really need to tackle is the pavement, new asphalt
out in the parking lot,
which is a pretty hefty pill to swallow. So
yeah. Now, are you guys going to allow the parking coming in the grass side along the fence and the grass area over there like they've been the past couple years?
So we don't mind it when the weather allows it.
Right.
So sometimes it gets blocked off when the weather gets too crazy.
When monsoon season starts.
Right, but we get it. Sometimes grandparents and stuff have trouble getting around. That's what I like to.
Even some older players have trouble getting around.
I just like
pulling up there.
I just like for them to be able to come up and watch their grandkids or their kids if they, So we're not going to stop it on the fields that they've done it in the past. Now there's some fields obviously you can't do that on.
Right. It was I think 2 years ago we pulled up there and it reminded me of the old days because that's the way they used to do it. The entire outfield was lined with cars, and there it was. And I was like, "That's what we need to get back to." People coming there, they're hanging out, they're eating in the back of their trucks, and just making the night of it right there and at the ballpark. So Friday Night Lights, you got the date on that yet? Or you'll set that as the season moves along?
That is May 10th, I believe, is a Friday, the Friday before Mother's Day.
Okay.
I believe is when we set for that one.
Okay.
So
and
that'll definitely be posted on our
we'll post that on our page.
Yeah, and all these questions I'm firing at you. If you go to their page, their page is very informative. Everybody, all their board members are on there, and I've asked questions before.
Our wives are the ones with all the dates.
Right now, trust me. Yeah, that's why when you're coaching, you always find the mom and hand the book to, because she's going to be the one that runs it properly. So. Yeah. But I mean, here's the thing, and I've said this before. We have groups come in, they say, "Hey, we need to volunteer for stuff." Get a hold of Artesian Little League. That's somebody knocking.
Sound like it.
Yo. Sorry, folks, we got interrupted here. Oh, I get shot. You guys bury me out in my backyard. Somebody's leaving shirts. All right, I didn't expect that, but I got shirted. They shirt and ran. Um, they didn't want to. They didn't want to come in. Now where was I? I lost my train of thought now.
We're talking about volunteers.
Volunteers. How you doing, Ruth? How you doing, Izzy? Hey, Erica. If you got a group out there who wants to volunteer some time, these gentlemen right here will put you to work, because I know concession stands and umpires, every diamond, field work.
Definitely need umpires. We've got a lot of great kids, honestly, that come out and work and get paid to umpire. We typically like to put them in some of the younger divisions to just kind of get them introduced to it, but definitely the older divisions like to have some older adult umpires in there. So if somebody's interested for umpiring, it's $40 a game behind the plate. And when you're doing like a major level and above, from there, if you're doing a minor game, which are some of the younger kids that you're still calling balls and strikes, you're at $30, and the Pee Wee kids are they're about $20 a game for something like that.
That's well worth it.
Yeah.
Now I got to ask you this, as an old coach down there, do you have the time limit on the I don't know if it's minor girls or?
So we did. We've run the younger kids with the coach pitch. Most of them are an hour and a half time limit. Mm-hmm. Anything that's kid pitch is now hour and 45.
Okay, good.
So we have knocked down time limits significantly.
That was the most frustrating thing growing up there. And my daughters were playing. You could start a game at noon and you're still playing at 4:00 on a Saturday. And it's just, you're like, you can't do that. And then if you bump the next game and they're there and their parents are ticked.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you can't do that. These kids are already, they're done. And I always tell them, the first time the girl walks in the dugout with the cheese fries, you might as well just put stuff in ball bag and head out, because it's over with.
Yeah.
And they were done after an hour. And 3 hours later, I'm like, somebody make an error, do something, give a run up. I don't care. Let's get out of here. So
we've always had time limits. We've expanded them, we've contracted them, and I think we're pretty good where we're at now. And I think it was pretty eye opening for the two of us. Well, first year at districts, playing a game where there was no time limit. Yeah. And we were the first game starting at 6. It ended up being like 3 hours and 20 minutes. And, and Bedford had the second game after us. Yeah. And it was in Greenwood. And so God only knows what time Bedford got home that night.
Hey, I don't cry for anything about Bedford. So. I've seen some of the basketball games in the 90s down there. They deserve no breaks. I'm just saying. I was going to get to district teams. You're going to stick with that and send them in.
Yeah, we
didn't you have a champion last year or close to?
We did. We had a 10U that went district. That one district. Our girls major division won district and went to state a couple years in a row there. We've had 10U as one district quite a few years in a row. And believe it or not, going on that, we actually get to host it this year. So it's going to be
district.
Yep, district is going to be in Martinsville instead of Greenwood this year. So
really,
yep, we get the 10-year-old division. We get the 12-year-old division.
You talk boys or girls or both?
Boys, and then girls. We get junior girls state is at Martinsville this year. So we get a state tournament at Martinsville this year. So
we came within an eyelash a couple years in a row winning state up there.
We've been
district
pretty blessed there as far as
we've sent quite a few to state and on quite a few divisions over the last handful of years.
Bill took an intermediate team to state a year or two ago, and
and if you've never been, it's something to go to, the pageantry of it all, and
it's totally amazing.
It is.
It is. I mean,
if you get a chance to come down, people ought to come down and watch it, because kids' names, it's just they change their names. They line up on the field. Their names get called when they come to bat.
We had a pretty rough group. And our girls were tough. And we don't know nobody. Martinsville hadn't been up there in years. We drive it's in Lebanon. Mm-hmm. And we play this team in University of Florida colors, orange and blue. And they're out of Michigan. But their school district is Indiana. They're right across the border. So we're looking at them like, I don't know who they are. We're going to stick to our game plan. We're going to do what we do and see what happens. Well, they do, the kids are all out there in their national anthem and they're doing the motto and they're saying and pageantry and all this stuff. And our kids are just sitting there looking around. This ain't Bucktown. What are we doing here? And I'm like having fun with it. Well, the other team, after it's all done, before they go in the dugout and start the game, they initially sign their name in the dirt. And I had started walking back and looking. About all 13 of my players or 12 of our players were standing there staring at them. I was like, oh boy. this could get ugly quick. Well, they go in the dugout, they're fired up. We beat them 4-2, and we're like, woohoo! We should have crushed them. They're mad they didn't beat them by worse. So we're gathering our junk and going to stand in the corner and see who we play next. And all of a sudden, all these coaches are coming up to us and goes, "You guys just beat the defending state champions. Do you understand that?" And we're like, "Nope, don't care."
Yeah.
But Artesians win. There you go. We ended up getting third or fourth in it. We won another game, and then we ran into a very good Pendleton team. They beat us 5-4, and they ended up getting beat by that Orange team. And we were getting ready to play Lebanon, and a tornado come through. And so they canceled all the games. Our kids go home, stay, and, try to corral 12, 13, that age group of girls. Mm-hmm. And they stayed up too late. We had to play Lebanon at like 9 a.m, and they put it to us, and we were done. Mm-hmm. But we had a great run and had the lifetime. I ran into I see all my girls I coach in town now, and I'm talking to them. They're like, never forget it. Never, one of the best times ever. Mm-hmm. So that's something these kids need to think about. They get into these little league games. You go on and play in district and state and try out for it. So
yeah.
And you guys do that at every level, correct?
10, 12. This year we're going to try junior boys, mm-hmm. which would be 13 and 14.
Okay, junior boys.
Junior boys is 13 and 14. It's a new mm-hmm. division we're trying this year. We talked to some of the leagues around us on what they were doing, how they were keeping their older boys numbers, because we struggle, because believe it or not, our senior boys right now, we're pretty low. So anybody's got 15 or 16-year-old son that wants to play, we need to get them signed up.
That's boys and girls, right? Correct? If I remember you saying that. Yeah. Senior divisions.
Senior girls is pretty good, but still, we'll take anybody who wants to play.
Right.
That's the whole point of us over there, is get them to play and have fun. And
I know there's a couple I know that Tucker Musgrave signed up to play for the first time this year, and so I'm excited to see him out there swinging a bat in the junior division. So be excited to see. There's lots of kids that come out for the first time, have a great time, get to play with their friends. Yeah. While they still can compete, it's still a good time.
When we were kids, your dad and I, mm-hmm. we played everything. Mm-hmm. You played Artesian base or whatever it was called back then. Right. Played that in the summer. You did weight training over here all summer long with all the coaches. Then you went right into football. Mm-hmm. Then you went right into basketball. And then you went right into baseball. Yep. And every kid played every sport. And I know some parents don't like doing that, but I think it makes you a better athlete over the long haul, in my opinion.
And that's how I grew up. I played everything.
Yeah, and if you're not, I don't know when soccer season is, but that doesn't go all year round. The school version or the league version or whatever. Try the different sports. Get your kids into it. Mm-hmm. Let them play baseball. Man, let them play a couple years. If they don't like it, they don't like it. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
I wasn't ever going to be able to hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. I didn't want to hit an 80-mile-an-hour fastball. Jason's bringing the win. There you go. You got fans. If I want to be a sponsor, it's on the QR code.
Yeah, it's on the QR code. It walks you straight through it. I posted the QR code about 20 minutes before we headed this way, and but right before we left, somebody already filled it out, and we got a new sponsor out of it. So really appreciate the responsiveness, and just so many sponsors out there and in the community, looking to be involved. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a huge sponsorship, but we've got lots of people out there that can't afford to get their kids that do want to play an opportunity. So anybody that's looking to sponsor a child, boy, girl, whatever, let us know. And then also, go ahead.
I was going to say, on top of that, and if you got a child and you can't, reach out to the girls. The numbers are online for registration. Mm-hmm. The girls will take care of you and try to get that sponsor. Like I said, I don't want a kid not to be able to play because mom and dad doesn't, can't afford it right now, mm-hmm. or something, tough times. I still want the kid to be able to play.
It's tough times right now for a lot of folks. And that would
don't be
beneficial.
shy. Sign your kids up and we'll get them playing.
Good deal.
Yeah. Another thing with that is the concession stand. We've got a lot of youngins in there getting some opportunities to get to working for the first time, and they really enjoy it in there. And I know Leslie's do her thing in there this year as well. And
wait a minute, Leslie who?
Lopossa, my wife.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You should say my wife.
Yeah.
I was like, Is there another Leslie running it now?
No. So
time out. Now you're talking food. This is sports time. Now you're hitting the spot. We're going to get 90 people pop on here. What do we got in there this year? Give us the lowdown.
So, I mean, a lot of the same. You're going to have hamburgers, hot dogs. I'm sure we'll have some
of the
Nan's famous coney sauce.
Now we're hitting the spots.
Yeah. Pretzels. We're going to, it's funny, when I first joined the board and we had...
Exactly, see? Esther's jumping right on right now. That's my crowd. You got to read the room.
There were egg rolls on the menu, and I was like, why do we have egg rolls on a concession menu?
Right.
And then...
We come to a ball game, we want greasy hamburgers and hot dogs.
We sell out. Every Sunday, every Saturday.
Every Saturday, the egg rolls sell out. Like,
really?
And I don't know if there's other people, or Bill buys all 20 of them.
That's the only thing I buy. Bill says, that's the only thing I buy.
Where the hell do you buy the egg rolls from, though? Where do you get them from?
Sam's Club.
Sam's Club.
And you just heat them up in there?
Yeah, they put them in the fryer and fry them up.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they sell out.
I can't do the modern day. You just give me a dog with some relish and some mustard and some onion, and I want it on my shirt. And you got some in your beard. I know. I'm leaving it there for later. That's part of going to the game.
Yeah,
that's just it. I know. People joke about it, but the concession stand is where it's at. I'm telling you.
Ours, luckily, the last 3 or 4 years, ours has done fairly well.
Yeah.
And you got the coney sauce, the good stuff.
Believe it or not, my mother makes it.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's not out of a can.
It's homemade. Yeah.
Well, back when we played, that used to be people would come there for the coney dogs, and I know the person's got that recipe, and I've threatened. My favorite was there you go.
They put it on it all.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a draw. I mean, I know it sounds silly, but if you're out there for 3 and 4 hours as a parent, you've fought traffic getting home from work. You grab your kid, even though they don't know where their stuff's at. You get them the ball diamond. Now you gotta get food in the ones that aren't playing in yourself. So that's what it is. That's what I'm telling you. Yeah. Bathroom situation better. I know.
We had a new pump put in last year. We had
you got to go from eating to making deposits here.
So. Well, we had some people flushing things they weren't supposed to be flushing. We had the aluminum foil off of the hot dogs were ending up in the.
Are you kidding?
That's what destroyed the pump.
So our system has a pump, and it was messing up the pump.
Yeah. Sometimes people just need.
So
we're looking into some alternate things in the future. Goes back to sponsors. We understand there's a lot of people there for just the 2 bathroom stalls, but there is some people don't know. But on the other side, there is another brick building over there that does have bathrooms. I know it's a walk for people to go from one side to the other. But if you had to use the bathroom, there is another option over there.
Right. You have to put stickers on the aluminum foil now that says "Do not flush."
Right.
So, we thought about porta pots one time, but I'm afraid somebody come knock them all over, and
those get pricey.
Yes.
Being on the fall foliage board for a while, and some of the stuff we do on the Christmas thing, those get pricey. Now you might get a good cut if you get a hold of Izzy. Because I think he runs a business through them, doesn't he?
I don't know if he did that or not.
I thought he did. Maybe he did. I thought he did.
Might have to get a hold of him.
Yeah,
especially for districts.
Yeah. If not, let me know because I can direct in. What's up, Jeremy? Hello, Haley. Yeah, there's a lot of things. If you run into that district, let me know. We can give you some point of contact. Good evening, sir. All right, so we've covered food, restrooms, parking, tournaments. I know you got the state tournament coming there.
Yep.
I got district.
You gonna do anything else tournament-wise?
We usually do a tournament a year, usually right after the season.
Yeah, it's just like that first or second week in June, depending on when the
right
season
before
ends.
District. That way, the district teams can warm up, and we invite teams from around the surrounding counties. And Matt Long, the last few years, has ran that for us.
That's a good deal. Matt's a good dude. Hello, Benjamin. Hello, Amy. It used to be Morgantown would have the Big Nasty, is what they called it. It was a softball tournament. And then Whiteland would have a softball tournament. Danville had a ton of softball tournaments. You don't see it as much anymore. And that's
something we had talked about, maybe after the season. There's a small window
Yeah.
between our spring season and our fall season. And we had actually talked about if somebody had an idea that they wanted to bring to us, we'd entertain the idea of running
Sure.
a couple more
men's
tournaments
league
there.
or doing like we talked about like a men's big log league or something like that. And
Now you're hitting on a spot here. Dad and I played in the 16
I remember.
16 inch, yeah, 16-inch balls. And for anybody, what's up, Big D? We had some phenomenal teams anyway with Harold and we'd go over on a Saturday with snow on the field and play for hours.
Yeah, and
you could steal and everything else, and you think you can hit that 16-inch ball? I've played with some guys that are monsters, and that ball's wrapping around their bat and they're throwing it out in the middle of the outfield.
That ball's all about the smooth.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. And I think I saw one home run the entire year, and that was crushed. I think it was Jeffy that got a hold of that.
I was just gonna say it was probably Jeff Lester on that one.
And,
so yeah.
Dallas, go to bed. He heard we were talking about Coney dogs and stuff, Hess, so he had no choice. But yeah, it's baseball season. It's softball time. I can't believe it's here. I love it. We will get out there, of course, and I want to get out there and cover one each, and I want to get out there on the Friday night lights and walk around with the iPad like we did last year or the year before last. I forget what. Did you guys get a lot of rain last year?
No, we were pretty lucky.
Last year was good.
We were just looking at our stores to see how much conditioner and field dry we needed. And we walked in there, we were a little shocked that still got a bunch. So
yeah,
it
really wasn't that bad. Which knock on wood that we don't.
Yeah, even our fall season that was pretty good. But that goes back on the past. Bill done a good job on the fields, helping get the fields ready in the past. We got them at a good spot. And then just everybody's worked on them. The fields.
Now, do you have a field day have you had that already?
It is the
Friday and Saturday before Easter.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday before Easter.
That's what I thought it was later in the month. But
we know a lot of people get, a lot of employers now are offering like a volunteer day. I know my company does it, and so we want to give people the opportunity that want to take that day and come down on a Friday. And get paid for it.
Right.
So we're gonna have it on Friday and Saturday. Come down, work on the fields. We'll be able to hang all the banners, sponsorship banners, on all the fields. And then, of course, working on painting the dugouts. Unfortunately, the tornado did quite a bit of damage last year. And
March 31st.
Yeah. So
hello, Amber.
So
I can't wait for Culver's. I'm just throwing that out there.
But we had one or two whole dugouts had to be redone, and so they probably need another coat of paint, things like that. And Chris built our signs last year, and Leighton was out there covered in paint. My son last year painting those. So lots of things to help out with, big or small, and depending upon what
if
you're
you
able
have
to
a
do.
group of people that want to put in some volunteer hours for the community, these guys will keep you busy all summer and all spring. There's always something to do there, always, and that's just the way it is. Have you seen my baseball? You got family over here now, and they're having a good time with this, so that's good stuff. We all grew up over there playing ball. I can look back at pictures of my family, and they're all everybody played over there at some point in time. Good memories over there at that side of the city.
Yep.
If you got a kid that wants to play. And money's an issue, it's not an issue. Get a hold of these gentlemen, and there's things they're doing to allow your child, boy or girl, to play and get him out there and get them doing something. And I tell this to everybody, you guys are in for some trouble with the two Haydens on this. Oh, I know. Yeah. That's, I saw that. I was like, oh boy, here we go. And then Hester's looming in the background too. Yeah. It's just stirring the pot. So, we do a lot of shows, kid-based, kid-related. And I think it's vital that we keep doing this stuff because you got to keep kids occupied. You got to keep their minds and their hearts occupied with something. There's too many dangers in this world as there is. I remember when I was a kid, I played until they told me I was too old, right? Every one of us can't play. I was more sad that I couldn't play junior league football, but that was my gig there. So I'd never stir the pot. I'm surprised you're not fishing or heading to go fish. But yeah, keep them preoccupied. Get them out there. Give baseball a try. Give softball a try. And who knows? They may like it. Waiting for peanut butter. John, I got a pair of paint sprayer if you want. There you go. Nectar, there you go.
Awesome.
Thanks, Ben. That's
big help.
that would help out.
Yeah, for sure.
We got to do a peanut butter episode. That's right. I got to get Hester and Hayden in here. So I'm telling you, if you come in talking food right off the bat, we'd have had 70 people on instantly. We can talk food all night on here. People love it. But anything else you guys want to throw out there? Touch on, mention sponsors again. Your main ones if you want. And
yeah, like I said, Home Bank was a big one last year. We got the grant from them for $10,000. Like I said, we've had a lot of help with Kohler Electric, Miller Fencing, Schwab and Wolf are a couple other ones as well. Really, they came actually to one of our board meetings a couple weeks ago and wanting to get back involved. And, that was, Reese is one that was, played down there for a lot of years. And now, he's wanting to do some kind of mentoring with some of the younger kids. And
now he's the one that's going to Notre Dame.
Yeah. So every time he walks by my son, I'm like, that's Reese, Dad, it's Reese. He's like losing it. So it'll be great for some of those kids to see, someone like him that's, came through that same league. And, Jerry's another one, right? Jerry went through that league and was with the Braves for a few years.
Yes, he was. And I wanted to mention that they played in the old timers game for the varsity 2 years ago. They didn't have it last year.
Yep.
And we were there, and it was the funnest night of baseball I've ever seen in my life. I was in the dugout, and we were going to go live with it, and we did, and we're glad we didn't, because we had some characters. John, what's his name? John, doggone it. One of the Bennett.
John Eric.
Yeah. John Eric was in there,
and
the whole crew. I mean, if you've ever been around a baseball team, softball team, it's beer league at our age, and they're all in there hooting and hollering, cussing and ratting and raving. And these young kids are out there putting it to them. Well, we may have finagled the rules a little bit as we went on. You have a nice night's seat. Behave, Chris. We'll see you, buddy.
Good to see you, Chris.
And it comes down to the last couple innings. Well, Kohler hadn't pitched. So he goes out there, and just as smooth. I'm like, you're just missing the turtleneck and the Braves outfit, He didn't have the, from what you saw him pitch as a kid.
Right.
He's way up there in age, But I think one of the kids took a walk or got a hit off of him. And his whole demeanor changes. And he's pushing off and he's firing him in there. BB's now like, whoa! It only took a minute to get that competitive juice flowing again. But Doug Payton might have changed the rules a little bit there at the end. And John Eric hit a walk-off home run to beat the high school team. And they were down like 12 coming into the last at bat. But it was an unbelievable night. But there were so many kids that were playing on the field. And that were on the alumni team that started out at Artesian Little League.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. Wait. I'm sorry, Chris. I know it. I've been hitting the head. They changed coaches this year. And I don't know if the older gentleman that took over thought about that yet. I think he's
probably not, but he's
he's a state champ.
Well, believe it or not, he hadn't been named head coach for a week.
Yeah,
and he actually reached out to me, and I've had multiple meetings with him about trying to get the high school and the little league more
on the same page.
Because that, like as you just said, most of them boys back in the high school
100%
days started at the Little League.
I can tell you this: when we were doing our sports show every week or so, we had every state champion football coach in this for the last 30 years in this studio, and Coach Moore from Center Grove, and every one of them. You got to have your little league in place, no matter football, baseball, whatever, and he emphasizes that at Center Grove. That's why they have a machine, and that's why they win state championship. They travel us. They help. They don't even want to, and nobody wants them in their league anymore,
right? Because
they beat them. But we don't want them in our conference anymore. They can sugarcoat that all they want, but that's a fact. Yeah. And you got to have your little league and your junior league footballs and your basketballs solid, and work it up from there. And you got to, like you said, you got to work together with the high school. So, okay, Silvers. All right, gentlemen. Anything else?
No. Thanks for having us.
Anytime.
Yeah.
You guys got have a good evening. You too, Ben. Thank you so much, Ben. Not tryouts. What do you call it? Evaluations this weekend. Hopefully, guys, it's supposed to be nice. But are you doing inside at the?
Yeah, we've got the field house.
That's another thing. The high school's been really good. They've last 3 or 4 years they've allowed us in that field house. So that makes it easy. Kip's been
Good Friday,
great.
Amber.
He's been great. We actually
Kip.
Yeah, Kip actually reached out, and we were able to get the old scoreboard off of Totoro Field.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So we haven't got it put up yet. Haven't got it picked up yet, but I have to go pick it up, and then hopefully we'll get Jerry to get it put up somewhere
There you go.
this year.
You said Good Friday on the volunteers.
Correct.
Yep.
And then, like I said, if anybody's got senior boys or kids they want to sign up, even if you can't pay for it right now, like get them signed up. We'll get them a payment plan. We'll get them, they can. I mean, the girls have even offered for people to work a couple hours in the concession stand.
That's what I think they used to do. That if you needed to help out, the concession stand was the first thing. Come in and help out the concession stand.
You come in and do concession stand. You know, if you're a dad, you can come out and umpire.
See, Corey, I'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
You can come out and umpire. You can.
Right. The thing is this. There are no pro scouts going to be at any of these games. I guarantee it. Right. And at times I took it way too serious with my kids, and dads do that. Remember, these are just kids, and they're going to make mistakes. They're going to want to eat cheese fries in the dugout. They're going to want to talk to their friends, but at least keep them out there. One other thing I want to hit on, I have a ton of old bats, gloves, helmets. And I mean, as a dad, you don't want to get rid of your daughter's stuff because all of mine played. And I doubt it would fit any of them right now. And the bats are probably, they were $375 bats 5 years ago.
It's funny you say that. So one of the kids had a Worth bat that they brought out to use when we were in Pee Wee. And they're illegal now because there's no stamp because all those bats predate the USA stamp that all these bats have to have. And it's ironic to me, but if you were to take that to districts, the umpires wouldn't even let it in the dugout.
Districts are very strict.
It is.
Very strict.
It is very strict.
And our kids found out you can't sing. I was say we had a crew. They started that you could sing positive songs. They said, but our kids were like, "Well, we don't know any positive songs. Like, we'll just keep it quiet, girls."
Yeah.
So
April 13th is opening day.
Okay.
We are having a parade that's going to start.
Yeah, this year it's going to start from East Middle School instead of the park because we try to listen to all the complaints that we hear.
East Middle School. It's right over here.
Yeah.
You going up?
We're going to come
or
up.
Down Washington.
We're going to come.
He's dating himself. It's Bell Intermediate.
Right, but I'd say East Middle too.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go to Columbus.
And I love Ron Bell, Jeff Bell.
We're going to go to Columbus to Home Avenue across Morgan Street, and then over to Harrison Street like we have in the past, and go down Harrison to Main.
Okay.
Then to Douglas.
So it's basically the same route.
The same route. We're just going to start at East Middle School because, as in the past, we try to listen to everybody and try to take things into consideration. Park's a one-way in, one-way out. So you start getting all your trucks with your trailers with your teens on it, and then you got parents trying to drop off their kids, and then they can't get out because the trucks are taking the space. So
I understand.
The school district was nice enough to let us use that, and the city of Martinsville was nice enough they're going to block off Morgan Street and let us get across. And
good deal.
Yeah. So like with the parade, while the kids get there, we'll have the kind of the pageantry of our own. With the reading of the pledge and the national anthem and everything, and have somebody special to throw out the first pitch. Haven't decided on who that's going to be quite yet.
We've got a few ideas that I think are going to be pretty special. This year's a pretty big year. Like '89 was the year, so this 25.
Oh wow, very cool.
Yeah,
I stand on the corner of Harrison and Main normally in Philmont parade.
Yep.
And then I normally drive over and I stand in the back and watch you guys opening ceremonies. Try to always do that for the kids and the families that can't be there because I think it's special. It's
Oh yeah,
important.
the kids love it.
Picture Day, is it the same day or no?
Picture Day, I know that day. That is the 27th, I think.
I bet the ladies know.
Yeah.
It's going to come up, but I believe it's April 27th.
Oh, there we go. Well, how long we into this?
45 minutes.
Took them 45 minutes tonight. And look at that. It looks like you have music, audio, or video that belongs to someone else. We'll keep going. We're about done anyway.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Picture Day's, what'd you say? April 27th.
Yep, there we go. April 27th.
You knew she'd know it,
Yep.
so.
Yep, April 27th. But yeah, as far as opening day, and honestly, any day that there's games going on down there, the concession stand's open. Come down, catch a game, get you a meal with the family. Have fun, and it's a good time to just get out.
On Friday Night Lights,
Yeah.
like I said, we'll try to get them dates pushed out. Maybe we'll reach out to you and you can announce it.
Oh,
for
yeah,
us.
yeah.
But
We send me the flyers.
that'd be a fun one for the whole community. Like he said, we have bounce houses for the kids. We have one year we had a dunk tank for the kids, and
Guess your speed pitch. Dustin Huff threw his arm out the first time we had the guess your speed pitch a couple years ago on that one. But
I spent way too much money at the dunk tank putting somebody in a bunch of times. So
yeah, that one year Bill got in it. That was a big hit. Every one of the kids out there.
Why are the board members in line to throw pitches?
Yeah.
All right, boys.
So,
Good luck this weekend.
Yeah.
Hey, anytime. Send me that information on Friday Night Lights and anything you got. I'm on your page anyway, and we'll make it happen. We'll get it out there. Sorry so late this year. It's like I woke up, it was Christmas, and then next thing you know...
Well, that's what we talked about.
Yeah, next thing you know, it's baseball season. I was like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
So, and what got me was I have my nephew Joe coaches one of the teams. He's got his little guy, Lincoln. And then Elena, my niece, she's playing softball. And I was going to have her come hang out with us tonight, but I didn't get a hold of her. But yeah, they're all excited. So
awesome.
Anyway, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
thanks for tuning in tonight. Love you guys. Tomorrow, Saturday, no coffee with Kevin tomorrow. I get to I'm not sleeping in. I'm going to work early. So, but I got Indiana Weather Network guys. Corey was just on here coming in tomorrow at 3. They're actually going to do some documentary filming about how we handled that with Zach last year, March 31st. And then we may just pop on for a little bit and introduce the boys to you. And then tomorrow evening, very special, Logan's first show. She's a book reader. If you're a book fan, she's going to have a monthly. Yep, Corey, I will see you in here tomorrow night, and we'll get you guys on air in here, introduce you to the world. Our huge audience. Those guys got like 70,000 people that follow them. So, yeah, right. So, but Logan's first show tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. called Shelf Care. And I thought that was pretty catchy. She reads for mental health care, and of course, you put books on a shelf. So, anyway, we'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Love you guys. Be sure to shower and shave. Who, me? No way. Love you guys. We will see you guys tomorrow.